Hey, my people. How y'all doing today? What's good? What's good? I hope y'all had a good day today. How about that massive alarm test today? Yo, I was home with the kids, my two teenagers, and I had them turn their phones off. We all talked about this days before it happened. I showed them the article and everything. So we were prepared. So we turned it off from like 2:15 to 2:45. Yeah, that was weird. So how y'all doing today? I'm just chilling. So this is the second live I've ever done. The first live, I had really good conversation on there, but my Bluetooth was connected to my phone and I dropped it so you couldn't even hear what I was saying. But I hope you all are doing well. I'm just chilling. It's evening time. We've had our day. It was a very chill day. I didn't want to schedule anything because I didn't know if people were going to start eating each other's faces off in the street once they heard that little tongue going on. In the evening time, I like to do my studying or do vocal training or practicing my lyrics. I have this new song coming out called No Fear. I'm so excited. I'm trying to get studio time on my birthday, which is November 13th. And I wanna do it on that day. I feel like it'll be very powerful, very special. I'm really excited about it. So what did y'all do today? Ooh, speed and opposition. What's that about? Justice. I always pull justice when I pull cards. Let me see what this is about. Speed. I'm using the Sybil's Oraculum by Tiana Lee McQuilla. I think she has a new book coming out. I'm so excited about that. She's amazing. Okay. Speed. What does this mean? Here we go. Page 130. Okay. As soon as possible is now. The key symbol, the horse represents transportation, speed, and efforts. The time of pondering what is to be done has passed. It is time to act on what you know. Can you clarify that? I don't know what they're talking about. But they could be talking about a lot of things. Act on what you know. Oh my gosh. You know what I've been studying lately? Passive income streams. Do you know what that is? I didn't. Money that you make from like stocks or real estate that's not taxable. It's crazy. I've been studying the wealthy and the wealth mindset. I read this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's what got me hip to it. And I watch London Real as well. They talk about wealth a lot. Stillness. Yeah. For sure. Stillness. Here we go. Silentium. $136. Destiny rewards patience. Crocodiles do not normally chase their prey. They are patient and can wait hours, days, or even weeks for the opportune moment to strike. They can survive a long time without eating. Sobek was the Kemetan god of strength and power. He was associated with the Nile crocodile and often depicted with a crocodile head. Do I have a picture of him on my wall? Behind Anubis? I think I do. Hippocrates was the Kemetan and Greek god of secrets and silence. Action would not be productive right now. Maintain self-control by reminding yourself that waiting is not doing nothing. Make a move when a meal is certain. Until then, be quiet and observe like a good hunter. Look at how, okay. So you tell me to hurry up and wait. Speed and stillness. Spirit got jokes. All right. What's up with opposition? I feel like I know what the opposition is. Tell me why. Every time people that I think I'm cool with reach out to me, they only want something. They don't actually want conversation or to hang out 125. I think Spirit wants me to not have relationships right now. No, this doesn't say optimism. It says opposition. Opposition. 65. Okay. Oh, Lord. Adversity is desire's unwanted child. This is for the adverse. That's the opposition card. The lion represents pride, and the spears represent an external threat. All cats are territorial, but the lion will go to any lengths to protect its space, whether the threat is real or only imagined. If a person, place, or thing or idea is rubbing you the wrong way, I strongly advise you to dig deeper to try to discover what the antagonistic feelings are really about. This is especially true if nothing has been done directly to you. What does that person, place, or thing really represent in your mind? Why does how a person looks, perceives the world, communicates, or behaves irritate you so much if what they do has absolutely no effect whatsoever on your life? The sooner you realize your antagonistic feelings have nothing to do with them but everything to do with you, the sooner you will either change your mind or have no reaction at all. And oh my God, I've been working on that non-reactive parenting all across the board. Because when I learn a new strategy, I don't just apply it to that particular situation. I apply it to all levels of my life. That non-reactive stuff is very powerful. Silence and stillness is like a superpower, yo. Especially when somebody is all up in your space being very aggressive and you have the wherewithal to be stoic and just stand on your silence. Very powerful. If the opposition you're experiencing is with someone who has done something directly to you and you can't forgive them, then ask yourself, why are they still in your life? If you are too emotionally dependent to let them go, then be aware that you are making a conscious decision to continue hurting. If the antagonist is someone whom you can't cut off or keep your distance from, then it may be time for a forthright discussion. There are times when we build up resentments against others without giving them the opportunity to make things right. Sometimes you don't need to give them a second chance, but okay. If you allow your feelings to amass to a breaking point rather than saying something because you expect others to just get it, let me start that again. If you allow your feelings to amass to a breaking point rather than saying something because you expect others to just get it, that isn't fair, especially if your gripe is about someone's selfish or insensitive behavior. Why? Because if they got it, they wouldn't have been selfish or insensitive in the first place. But before you wag your finger at anyone else, make sure that you are aware of how you may be contributing to the continuation of the problem, so as to prevent overemphasizing someone else's deficiencies while conveniently ignoring your own. Oh my God, I found that that's true, especially when I'm dealing with my teenagers, because I had to learn, like, when you're pointing something out in someone else, it's a mirror to you. Like, you do the same thing, which is how you can identify it in them. So I've had to learn to approach my teenagers differently when I'm trying to correct them. Instead of starting with, why did you do that? Well, you did that and that's wrong. I'll pose them a question like, now, do you think that makes sense? Or do you think there could have been a better way you can go about it? And it's like less antagonistic, you feel me? So these are the questions to consider. If you get the opposition in a reading, it may be asking you to stop and consider the following questions related to your query. How does the opposition affect the quality of your life? Are you blaming others for your misfortune, poverty, or some other loss? Do you subconsciously want to be antagonized, get a thrill from drama, or feel a sense of validation or importance being the receiver of antagonistic feelings directed towards you? Oh my God. I was talking to my kids about this the other day. I was like, yo, we were doing shadow work, right? And I'll be like, yo, everything will be going good. But then I'll come up with a situation where it could go bad, and some very small part of me wants it to go bad, and I don't understand that, because we're very honest with each other, especially about the shadow sides, because eventually you realize you have to work with your shadow side, you feel me? Like, you can't just work with the light side of yourself, because just like masculine and feminine are both inside a person, light and dark are both inside of a person. So you have to, instead of like pushing those things down inside of you, you need to like acknowledge it within yourself and then let it go. That's what I found for myself. And that was something that was hard for me to admit to the kids, but they were like, yeah, sometimes I'm like that too. And one of my kids was like, yeah, I like to argue. Sometimes I like to argue and shit. I was like, yeah, sometimes something in me just wants things to go bad, maybe so I can fix it. I don't know. That's some deep work. I'm going to talk to my therapist about it. But yeah, when I speak to other people about it, they usually say they've had that same experience. Is there a part of you that feels comfortable being the victim, or at least being perceived as such by others? That is deep. It don't resonate, but I feel like maybe at one time in my life I could have resonated with that, but I can definitely understand it. Has a reasonable compromise or middle ground been proposed already that you're stubbornly refusing? What are the most likely consequences if you continue to fight? Why do you feel stuck if you're free to move forward? Oh, God, I can relate to that. How do your weaknesses factor into the equation? Do you repeat the same negative behavior, thereby creating opposition time and time again? Looking for those patterns. I'm telling you, that's part of that shadow work, looking for repeated patterns, thought patterns, behavioral patterns. Yeah. And have you faced your dark side? I was just saying that about working with your shadow self, yo. Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. That's crazy. Then I pulled Justice, the last card. I pull Justice all the time. But, you know, the message changes in relation to what the other cards were pulled. So why do we pull Justice? Ooh. The court is in the heart. Commetans placed a scarab over the heart of the deceased to symbolize resurrection after the judgment of the soul. My aunt, oh my God, I have her on my wall. The personification of universal balance was the ancient Cometan goddess of truth, balance, morality, divine justice, and cosmic order. Her Greek and Roman counterparts are Hermes and Veritas. It doesn't matter. It's just all the same stuff. It really doesn't matter. These are just personifications of ideals, okay? All right. Jupiter was the Roman god of the sky and the protector of the state and its laws. Jupiter loves me, brings me good luck. Commentary. Everyone has at one time or another felt betrayed by circumstances. When we are disillusioned or disappointed, we often complain that life is not fair, and we retreat into a self-pitying state. It rarely occurs to us that the circumstances and or conditions that we attract are in direct alignment with a thought process that preceded and facilitated the manifestation of events. Basically, your thoughts manifested your reality. You wanted to be negative, you had a negative outlook. Like, I don't know what to tell you. We never doubt or question the necessity for the existence of natural laws for all things to remain in order. Yet sometimes we forget that we, as the microcosm, are the subject to universal regulations for the same exact purpose. Universal law. As a result, we miss opportunities for growth by blaming other people, fate, bad luck, a lost charm, anything but taking time to examine how we may have lost balance. If you get justice in a reading, it may be a warning to avoid perpetuating yourself as a victim to yourself or others. Seek not pity or revenge at this time, but instead analyze how your choices and decisions contributed to the outcome of the situation. If you go deep enough, you'll recall all the ignored hunches, reservations, or red flags. They were there. Now, that's some real stuff, though. I had to... Recently in my studies, what I've been doing is changing my mindset. So when something doesn't go my way, right, instead of being like, oh, woe is me, or falling into depression, I try to look at that as an opportunity for growth. And it's easier said than done. But like I found, instead of me trying to change who I am at the core, all I have to do is change my mindset and change how I react to situations or respond to situations. Stop reacting and just respond from a very calm mind. So that's what I trained myself to do. And to be able to do that, I have to isolate myself, basically. I can't be around anybody else. And it's probably going to be that way for a while, which is cool. I have no problem sacrificing relationships for true knowledge and power. So I just wanted to... I've only been doing YouTube for 3 months. Yeah. And I've got videos set to release every 3 days, all the way to almost December. Number one, because I'm bipolar and I don't want to not be consistent. That's how I started. But it takes less stress off me, so I'm not forcing myself to create every day. I have space to move around, learn, evolve, and then, you know, make the next video better and better and better and better. And so, like, that works for me. Instead of trying to just push out content every day, I would go insane. I'm not able to do that. I'm still healing from bipolar disorder, and I don't trust myself to be consistent enough. So that's why before I ever even posted a YouTube video, I had, like, I don't know, like 10 videos, and I just release them every 3 days, and I'm going to keep to that schedule because it's the only way that I can be stable. See, this is what I'm talking about, working with your shadow side. I don't have to act like... I can't change the fact that I'm bipolar. I am trying to heal from it and, you know, work with it. But it's like, if I already know that I'm that way, it's no point in beating myself down or setting myself up for failure. I utilize my... I utilize the fact that I'm bipolar. I already know that I'm what is it? I'm unstable, but on a schedule. I know that I'm going to be unstable. It's like a 2-week on, 2-week off thing, like the phases of the moon. So it's like, if I already know that, I can, you know, manipulate my my schedule. And, you know, I know thyself. True knowledge. So, yeah, so I said all of that to say, I started doing the lives to show a different part of my life, you know, like the videos show what I'm learning, how I'm raising my kids, my progression. The shorts are just like little snippets, usually funny, or like when I'm feeling some type of way, goofy, silly, upset, that's when I make the shorts. But as far as the lives, since it's not edited, I feel like you get to know me in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And get to see me in action, use one of my tools to help navigate through life, which is what you see me doing right now. It's just another tool. So, moving forward, I love you. I look forward to getting to know you more. And yeah, this is my second live. This is cool. I can do that. We can do that. So, I hope you have a great week. I love you, and I will see you in the next video.